I had like a big revelation kind of changed my dating life. So the thing I learned was that girls are only interested in emotions and not in logical things. So earlier when I would go on a date, I would talk about stupid things like, like computers and whatever, whatever was on my
NFTs,
mind.
Bitcoin.
And I would bomb all the dates. Not all of them, but you know what I mean. Like it's less successful as a strategy.
Right.
And then I remember reading this book. It was like the Book of Pook. And the book was like, when you're with a girl, just focus on having fun. Like, think of it. Is this topic of conversation fun or not? Is she going to be entertained? And that is like, oh, I see. Interesting.
It's a new language.
It's like a missing link in the sense that, you know how when you discover electricity, now you can do a lot of things like building tractors, etc., etc., like making the engine. It's like
Hmm.
discovering a new fundamental element, and
Yeah,
now this enables like a lot of different other things. So I think a lot of people change significantly when they discover some fundamental thing that they were missing earlier.
that's so accurate because the guys, like, let's say a guy is talking to his girl, she's venting, and I believe you made a tweet about this. A guy's mind is like problem solve. Like, okay, okay, she's venting, she's giving me her problems. You do X, Y, and Z. You do X, Y, and Z, and the guy's just solving the problems for her. And he has the right intent, Harsh, but that's not what she wants. She wants you to just listen. She doesn't want you to solve the problems. She wants you to practice your listening skills and be a sounding board. So the guy who's perceiving life through logic alone has the right intention, but is still making a mistake. So yeah, I mean, I completely get your point with what you're saying.
Oh, for reference, the tweet said something like, when a woman is complaining about something, your instinct as a guy is to give solutions, okay, like do this, do that. But what really works is that women aren't really looking for solutions. They're looking for consolation. They're looking for someone to listen to, and they just want to talk about the problem. So the solution for a guy is to just like say, okay, I understand, and just console her and pretend that you're listening. And you'll do much better than if you were giving her real solutions. So that's the tweet. I can say it works. This is something I learned from pure experience. I was like, I see, I see.
Hmm.
And it's so weird as a guy. Like, why would he not want to solve your problem? But it's just how women are, they want to talk about it, get it out of their system before they want to solve it.
Right.
And yeah, guys are like, to be honest, guys are not the right people for this. Like, we're not meant to like waste our lives listen to women's problems, right? But today, sometimes you have to do that. All I can say is that she's using you as a rubber duck. You know what a rubber duck is?
The toy.
Yeah, the toy. So in programming, if you're stuck or you have a bug in your program, there's a technique where you explain your program line by line to a duck, to a toy. Okay, so this line is supposed to do this. This is supposed to do this. This is supposed to do this. And in the process of explaining it, you will understand what you're doing wrong and you will be able to solve the bug. So women are using men as rubber ducks. She isn't like using you as a solution board. She's using you as a rubber duck. Okay, I want to talk about my problem and please hear me out so that I can like process my emotions and move on to the next step.
Hmm.
But until someone tells you that, or until you have enough experience to learn that, how are you supposed to know?
Sometimes it could even be through experience where, like, even sometimes guys, like, let's say they're having a long time of just painful moments, especially as a startup entrepreneur where not too many people speak your language. Sometimes when you're with your friends, you just want to vent. I mean, you want, that's why I think it's smart for guys to have this brotherhood where
Mhm.
sometimes the pressure gets a lot. So just talking to your brotherhood, be like, yo, man, can I get a quick call going with you? And then boom, you're just like airing out some frustrations and they're listening. They're not saying like, okay, you do this, this, this. So I get the woman's perspective in that regards, where before I thought it was the silliest thing. I was like, why would you vent without wanting solutions? And then as once I started entrepreneurship, I sort of had that perspective. And once I had the perspective for myself, that's when it started to make sense. Like if someone just said like, "Hey, women just want to vent," I would have understood it like logically, but I wouldn't have understood it experientially until I went through it.
Mhm.
Did you ever go through that? Like, were you just like, do you have a brotherhood of guys that you just talk to?
Sort of. Most of them are online or business partners and things like that. They're not like, it's not the friends equivalent where we hang out at a coffee shop every day.
Hmm.
But definitely, I have people I can talk to. But in my experience, no one ever needs to vent that much.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to be doing it like every day, but it's like once out of the blue moon. Yeah, I think that I'm not gonna judge you for it if you need that.
For sure, not no judgment, but in my experience, I've never needed to vent ever in my life,
Hmm.
except maybe when I was a kid, when I was like super mad about something.
Yeah, for sure. Um, So, folks, you guys are hopefully learning a lot. Be sure to drop that like if you're still tuned in from YouTube, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. So, Harsh, I have a few of your tweets pulled up. So, anytime you see me looking to the side, I'm not getting distracted or anything. I'm just looking at some of your tweets, and
I'll
you
be
had
back in a minute, Arman, while you read my tweets.